Hello everybody, welcome. I'm here in the studio. Some of these pots here, I've got to do something with them. I threw them, as you can see, and I'm actually going to be leaving some of these just to bisque fire. In other words, not doing anything to them right now. And then some other ones I want to do some wax resist decoration on, which is what I'm trying to do here. So just join me. I've got one there on the banding wheel. I'm going to be putting them in some red iron oxide slip. But first I am I'm wrestling. I'm wrestling. Do you ever wrestle? Wrestle! Wrestle! Yeah, because sometimes, you know, you don't always feel inspired, you know, because when you come into the workshop to do stuff, you know, you've been doing a lot of other things, running around here and there, and you sit down, you know, to do something like to decorate some pots like this. So how do you go about it? Because actually, you know, it could take you a little while just to sort of calm down and just get into the flow, if you know what I mean. So anyway, so that's what I've been trying to do. I was aware, you know, that I was like running around here and there, post office, sending things off. And I come in here and I sort of feel I feel a bit lacking, you know, that I don't have any real inspiration. We all feel like that, I know, from time to time, depending on... You see, because, you know, if you're a potter, the life of being a potter is very much, if you're a one-man band, a bit like I am, so you know, you're running around doing a lot of different things, and you get, one tends to get divided over many times, you know. So anyway, I'm just sharing that with you because you probably, somebody out there feels the same as I do. Anyway, so I'm seeking that elusive inspiration. I've started doing a decoration on here. I don't know if you can see it because of the light coming in through the door there. Let me see if I can get a different angle on it. Let me bring the camera over here. Okay. Alright. Sorry, hang on. Let's see if that'll... Okay, so I've been applying some wax, and I'm going to be dipping these, you see, in that red iron oxide. So, yeah. So I've got here some wax, to which I've added a little bit of water, you see, because, you know, this wax is it can be a bit thick. So this old lid of here, I've added a bit of water, you see, and I'm using this lid as a sort of palette thing. So, yeah. So I banded a couple of lines here. It is convenient to often, you see how the form changes at this point. Sometimes that's an opportune place to put a couple of lines if you want to do some banding. You can pick up with the banding on the changes of angle, you see. What it does, it serves to sort of emphasize those. Yeah, so anyway, let's see what we're going to do. So you start whatever decoration, this is like a repeated decoration, you see, that is going around and around the form. And then you find that when you come around to the other side, meeting up with the place where you started, you suddenly find, oops, in the process of doing this decoration like that, you think you're doing well, but you suddenly realise when you get round, when you meet up, how different it was at the start. And you've come all the way around, and the angle has changed, the slant has changed, the brush, the way you did it. So I don't mind that, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly, and you can see, you know, where you have joined up. I don't think that matters, you know, it's a handmade pot. Why has it all got to look like it's made on a machine, you know, where you can't see where it is joined up? On the other hand, I don't like it to be too kind of wacko, you know, too out of whack with how it started in the beginning. So as I'm doing it, sometimes I will just, you know, spin the pot back, refer back to the first one or two that I did of any given decoration. So there's that wax with that one. Let's have a look, see if we can find it. Here's another. So I threw these actually. And you saw me in the last video throwing these. I've trimmed them since. We didn't do a video on that, but you all know how to trim, don't you? So I trimmed out the bases, as you can see here. In fact, after I'd thrown them, I thought, crumbs, Simon, that's pretty heavy throwing. For some reason, I don't know why, but I seem to have thrown them a little bit on the heavier side than I was thinking they were, you know. I did trim off a fair amount to get them back to get the shape as I wanted, and they are still a little bit on the heavy side, but it doesn't matter. Pots, who says pots have got to be lightweight anyway? I think somebody put that question to Hamada, my grandfather's friend, Japanese friend, you know, should pots be very light or should they be heavy? And he replied that he thought that they were perhaps better if they were a little heavy. So I'm going to console myself with that thought. So I'm going to spray this a little bit with water because they've got a bit dry, and I just want to, I'm going to be dipping them in that slip, you see. So add a bit of. Are we in the picture? Yeah, we are. How about that? Well, so of course if you want to do if you do want to band, put some lines on, then you want to make sure that is on centre there pretty much. Sometimes when I put a line on like this, I'll put two lines, one a thicker one and then a finer one sort of underneath it. You can see their top line is a little bit thicker, you see. I don't even know why I do that, but I think it looks better. Yeah. So. Sometimes, you know, you're looking at a pot and you have a bit of a blank page, you know. Inspirationally thinking, you have a bit of a blank page and you sort of think, okay, so best not to be stressed about it, you know. And if I don't get something that comes to me fairly soon, I'll just put the pot to one side and pick up another pot and do that, you see. But quite often, I just put the pot here in front of me, I will feel, I'll get some sort of thought process that says to me, yes, that's what you should do, you know. Okay, well, I've just had it, and it's just come. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to band another line here at the point of the belly, you see, here. Like that. And then I'm going to band a finer one above it. One thing with wax is, you see, if you're dipping it into a slip, you find that if your decoration is too fine, the wax won't pull back, you know, won't pull away from the decoration. So you want to always keep your decorations, I think, sort of on the simple side. Be bold, don't be too detailed, you know, refined detail. Be a bit, you know, loosen up. And so I'm going to do some flex actually on this. So I've got 3 flecks there, and I'm going to spin it round, see where the other side is. Here, I'll do 3 flecks here. Now I try to do them opposite. Now I'm going to do halfway, but on the lower level here, I'm going to do some more flex down here. Be careful that the wax doesn't run. I mean, you know, if it does, you can always scrape it off or wipe it off, but if you think it's going to run, just turn it upside down for a few seconds. Kind of blow on it a bit, and it'll dry a bit, and then you can turn it the right way up. So here, and then so it's sort of like staggered here, up there, and then back down here. Just thinking actually I would have banned some lines perhaps down the bottom there as well. So I've got one at the top there, in the middle. We ought to have two just down here, I think. Sort of like to balance it up, you know. Actually, I'll turn him that way up. Yeah, have a go at doing this. It's fun actually. So I've got a broader one there, and then I'm going to do a finer one above it. Like that. Yeah. Okay folks, well there it is, just a little bit on decorating with wax. Not that difficult. Just copy what I've done here, you know, this work, I find this works quite well, this system. Have some water in one of these containers, something similar like that. A palette like that. This is not a special kind of brush. This is just a cheapo, you know, arts brush. It's not like these brushes, which are more expensive, Japanese type brushes, which I use for oxide decoration. I don't bother using those for this, although I could do, but I don't have enough of those brushes around, and if I'm just keeping those for doing that. So I'm using this. This works pretty well, so. Okay, well, join us for the next clip. I'll be dipping these in glaze. Hey, thanks for joining us, folks. And yeah, this weekend I'm down at the Mayfly Festival, I think they call it, here in Milheim. I'm taking my Leach treadle wheel down into the street, and we'll be alongside other vendors, other craft vendors. So we'll be doing that. That's on Saturday, and we'll have some pots for sale. As well though, please go to my website, simonleachpottery.com, and yeah, we're going to be uploading some more pots there. We've been putting pots up there, but they've been selling kind of fast, so every time it's sort of it looks good for a little while, but then people buy things and then it gets depleted again, so I need to... We keep practicing, huh? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.